Hey everybody, wanted to get a quick video to you to talk a little bit about how you should optimally handle your leads. We talked a lot about how you should immediately contact all leads once you've accepted them, obviously after a few seconds to look up the lead information, the property information. But once you make contact with the lead, it's absolutely critical to follow up with another contact, generally the same day, and at least one or two contacts every day for the first week. Might sound like a lot, but that's absolutely the way to achieve the highest percentage of contacts and ultimately conversion. And those contacts could be calls, emails, texts, or a combination of all of those. But really quickly, in the new CRM system, we have to emphasize the things you must always be doing with every one of your leads. So we're going to take an example of one of our leads, and this is John Smith. Let's just assume we just got this lead in. We accepted it, and obviously we called them right away. One of the things that you could do is, if you choose, but you don't have to, is click this Enter Update. This is going to be only here for the very first update of the lead, and this is basically what you would see if you clicked from your phone as well. And essentially, you're going to be logging what you did, which stores as notes. You're going to be updating the pipeline stage, which once you make the first contact with the lead, it absolutely requires an update because at a very minimum, you attempted a contact with the lead. Whether you connected with them, met in person, so on and so forth, you're basically going to select the current state of where you are with them. But always remember to update the pipeline stage after your first attempt. And then basically this is where you'd log your next steps. So essentially the three things that we're going to talk about now are all in this initial update of the lead. But let's assume that we're not going to use that feature, and instead we're going to use the three things that you're always going to be doing on a regular basis with each of your leads. And that is, first and foremost, again, select right here next to pipeline stage, the current stage that you are at with your lead. The default is active lead, so once you make your attempt, it has to be updated. And let's just say you called and you left a voicemail and you sent an email. So that would be, this is the most advanced stage, which is contact attempted. The next thing you're going to do is use this notes field to log as many notes as you want. Every time you think about this lead or you have some information about the lead, let's say you had a conversation and you want to memorialize the key aspects of that conversation, you could add notes. And you could do that to your heart's content as often as you'd like. So let's just say we left a message and sent an email. The date and time defaults to the current date and time. I'm not sure why that would be changed. And in terms of action, this is just additional information that you could use to help stay organized. In this case, we left a message, sent an email, so I'm just going to select the phone call. Again, you could put notes in here all day long, but basically it's logging interactions and it's logging any thoughts or general notes that you want to leave for that lead. So that's the second thing you always want to be remembering to do. The next thing is that you always want to have at least one task, which is essentially what is the next step. If I left a voicemail and my next plan is to call again later today or tomorrow, I'm going to add a task. Again, unless it's a dead lead and you're never going to have an interaction with them again, you want to have a next step. And our next step is going to be call again, and then we could just say email and text if necessary. And let's just say I'm going to do it, schedule it for tomorrow, and I'm going to schedule it for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the action is going to be a call. And I want to be reminded, it defaults to 15 minutes, but let's just say I want to be reminded 30 minutes before so I have more time to prepare. And I want an email and a text reminder. Again, this note is going to be good for giving you some more information on the next action item. What am I supposed to do? And let's just say discuss listings in Seegert between 1 million and 1.5 million. And then we're going to save that. So the three things to always remember when you're in your lead system is always have the correct pipeline stage, Always log any and all notes related to what you've been doing with the lead every time you call, every time you text, every time you email, or any information you want to capture about a conversation you've had with them or things like that. And then always have at least one action item, which is essentially the next thing you're planning to do with this lead. And once you have an action item in here, it's going to be stored in your calendar. And this calendar is great because this is going to include all of the next steps for all of your leads. This is the one we just put in here. I do have a past due one from a while back. I tend to look at calendar view, and I like to look at it month at a time, but that's just me. So if you could envision here, you've got a lot of leads in your system, both personal leads and company leads, if you want to put personal leads in here. And this is going to basically be a calendar that's going to show you all of your next steps with all of your leads. So as we see, I've got one scheduled for tomorrow. I could hover over and see what that is. I could click on it, and I could update that information if I want to as well. So that's a quick look. Remember, always call immediately. And after you call, always remember to change the pipeline stage, add your notes every time you make a contact, and anything else you want to log, and always have at least one action item which indicates the next steps planned with that lead and when you're going to plan it. Good luck, and let us know if you have any questions.